Hi everyone, Happy New Year and welcome back to another What I Eat in a Day video, the first one of 2018. And since it is the new year, I am trying my best to eat a lot healthier after the many Christmas treats I indulged in throughout the festive period. This video is kindly sponsored by LifeSim. You all seem to love the previous video I did with them. If you haven't seen that one, then I'll link it down below. Make sure to download the LifeSim app for free and then you can follow along. So here's how it works. You can achieve your fitness and lifestyle goals with a personalised guide to healthy living. Using your health and diet data, the LifeSim app offers recipes, food and lifestyle tips to help you create a unique schedule to fit your overall fitness needs. The newest feature to the app is their weight loss Kickstarter, which caters a 3-week meal plan with 4 meals per day, which is a lot more affordable than other meal plans on the market. The recipes are easy to cook, containing a maximum of 5 ingredients. You get a meal planner where you're able to see and plan what you'll eat. There are plenty of vegan recipes and any non-vegan recipes can easily be made vegan. You also get a shopping list to take to the supermarket with you, and it will show you that you can still include some of your favourite foods during the period and still meet your goal. Onto the breakfast I had this day. I made some spinach toast, and for this I first just put 2 slices of seeded bread under the grill. In the meantime, I then chopped up 6 sun-dried tomatoes. Then I added those to a pan on a medium heat with 1 teaspoon of chilli flakes and 1 teaspoon of garlic granules. I fried that off for a few minutes before then adding in a 90-gram bag of fresh spinach, and I allowed that to wilt down. Then I seasoned it well with some salt and black pepper. Once the toast was done, I placed that on the plate, added this spinach mixture on the top of the toast, and then I sprinkled on some fresh chopped chives over the top of it. I also had that with a glass of lemon water. I freeze slices of lemons and then just add it to a glass and pour in the water. It chills the water nicely, and it just also means that the lemons don't go off before I've used them up. This spinach toast is one of my new favourite breakfasts to make. It's so delicious. I think it's nicer with slices of fresh chilli. I only had dried, but that works fine too. And it's also better with fresh garlic as more of a brunch or lunch. It's a great savoury option for breakfast, and I sometimes find it difficult to get enough spinach into my diet, so this is a great way to pack loads of it in. For a snack mid-morning, I made some strawberry and yoghurt topped rice cakes. I first sliced up 6 strawberries and then I took 2 rice cakes, spread on a good spoonful of vegan vanilla yoghurt on each, and then I added the strawberries on top. This is a great sweeter alternative to the savoury rice cakes I usually make for a snack, and since I do often opt for a snack bar or something savoury in between my meals, I am trying to remember to make sure to get enough fruit in. This is where the LifeSim app comes in handy with their life score test. There are 41 questions in total, and it gives you an idea of how healthy you are by asking roughly how much water you drink, how much fruit and veg you include in your diet, and so on. It adds it all up, and then at the end of the test it tells you a score of how healthy you are out of 150, and mine came back as 126, which wasn't too bad. Then for lunch this day I made a vegetable stew in gravy. I first sliced up 1 white onion, then I chopped up 2 sticks of celery, topped and tailed and halved 60 grams of green beans, trimmed and peeled 250 grams of baby carrots, sliced up 300 grams of mushrooms, and peeled and sliced 2 medium potatoes. I then added 1 teaspoon of rapeseed oil to a large pan on a medium heat, then added in the onions and cooked them down until they were soft. I then added in 2 cloves of minced garlic, fried that off for a further 2 minutes, and then I added in 1 teaspoon of ground fennel seeds, then the potato, the celery, carrots, beans and mushrooms, and I cooked those off for a further 5 minutes. I then added in 1 tablespoon of chopped fresh rosemary and thyme, 1 cup of frozen peas and gave everything a good stir together before then adding in 2 teaspoons of Vegemite, a good few tablespoons of vegan Worcester sauce, seasoned it with salt and black pepper and gave everything another good stir. I then added in 3 tablespoons of brown rice flour, mixed it through, and then I poured in 1 pint of vegetable stock. I mixed it through again and then brought it up to a boil and then just left it to simmer on a low heat for 30 minutes. The gravy really thickens up in this time, and so then once it was done, I just served up a portion in a bowl with some fresh thyme on the top. This dish is like a great big comforting hug in a bowl, and it's also kind of like a vegan roast dinner all in one bowl, so it's a good way to use up any leftovers from Christmas as well. It's very filling and warming, perfect for a lunch or even a dinner with some chunky bread on the side this time of year, and again, it's a great recipe to pack in loads of different colourful vegetables. For a snack in the afternoon, I had some of these Inspiral salt and pepper cabbage crisps. They also do kale versions, which I really love, but this makes for a nice change, and the flavourings are so good. They're just really Moorish too. I can eat the whole box without feeling too bad. They don't sound like they're going to be delicious, but I promise you they are, and the best part is they're packed full of protein, and unlike most other vegetable crisps, they actually count towards your 5 a day, and whilst I try my best to, I probably don't always get 5 a day in every single day, but the Lifesum app allows you to track not only how much water you drink to remind you to stay hydrated, you can also track how much fruit and veg you get in a day, with roughly 1 large handful being 1 portion, so it's a good reminder as to how much you are eating. For dinner I made some spaghetti and courgette balls. I started by finely dicing up 1 white onion, and I added that to a pan with a little oil and fried it off with 3 cloves of minced garlic until soft. I then added half a teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of dried mixed herbs, 1 teaspoon of garlic granules and a teaspoon of onion granules, and then I mixed it all well and left it to cook down for a few more minutes. In the meantime, I finally grated 2 courgettes in my Magimix food processor using the 2mm grating disc, and then I placed a tea towel in a large bowl, tipped in the grated courgette, and then squeezed out all of the juice. This does take a bit of time, and you really need to make sure all of the liquid is out. I then added the courgette to the pan, stirred it through the spices, and then I added in 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed, 1 tablespoon of plain flour, and I seasoned it with some salt and black pepper. I then stirred that through before adding in 1 tablespoon each of fresh chopped parsley and basil. I next preheated the oven to 180 degrees Celsius, and then I took around 1 tablespoon of the courgette mix at a time and formed balls using the palms of my hands. I placed those on a lined baking tray. It makes 12 altogether, and then I popped them in the oven to cook for 20 minutes. In the meantime, I just made up a basic marinara sauce in the same pan that I made the courgette balls in, and put 2 portions of spaghetti on to cook. Once the courgette balls were done, I removed them from the oven. I then drained the spaghetti off, added it to the marinara sauce and gave everything a good stir through. I then served up the spaghetti onto plates and placed the courgette balls on the top, and I also added on some of the leftover sauce which was left in the pan. I then finished everything off by adding some fresh basil leaves on the top. We're eating so much pasta at the moment, but it's just because I find it such an easy meal to cook, but it's so filling as well, and I'm just constantly coming up with new ways to make it. These courgette balls are a great addition to any pasta dish, and they're not as kind of meaty as my mushroom meatballs. They're a little bit softer, but they're really nice for something a little bit different. Then for dessert, I just had this yogurt and fruit pot. I filled up a little ramekin with some vegan vanilla yogurt. And then I diced up half a mango in its skin and used this little glass trick to scoop it all out. I added that on top of the yogurt, and then I squeezed on a passion fruit. I only had this for the first time recently, and now I can't stop eating it on everything. It's so delicious. This is a really great light and refreshing dessert, which would even make for a great breakfast or a snack as well. I love the flavour combination of the vanilla yogurt with the mango and the passion fruit. It all works so nicely together. And that is it for another day on my plate. Don't forget to download the Lifesome app for free. You can find a link to this in the description box below this video, as well as all of the recipes featured today. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again soon. Bye!